So, good evening. I'm here with my Czech friends, and they have some questions to ask me. Now, one of the things that they asked me was, what do we call these different creatures that we hear about? We hear about all these alien races, and we hear about fallen angels and archons and Nephilim and and demons, and what are these things? And so I have been asking myself this very same question. You know, it's a good question, the $1,000,000 question. The thing that's a little, I don't know, maybe you might say unnerving, but if you look at Sir John Dee, he was the chief advisor for Queen Elizabeth and the top magician in England in 1580s. And he conjured up, using magic, he conjured up a spirit or a demon that looks exactly like a gray alien. And then there's been throughout history, other people that have used magic and they've gotten something that looks like a gray alien. So this gives me a strong clue that maybe these gray aliens are not really aliens in the terms of, and I have a tape recording of this one alien speaking, and he said, I've been here on Earth for like 500,000 years, you know, and I'm like, okay, you know, when do we quit calling them aliens? They've been here longer than us. We're more alien than them. I mean, they've been here longer than us. You know, I've got a lot of information, but I still ask myself, you know, because the grays, as I constantly get information in that the grays are like manufactured, the small grays are manufactured in factories. You know, they have a hive mind that's computer run and everything. And so those sound very much like something that's actually biologically alive and not a demon that's conjured. So what is it that, why would Sir John Dee, you know, conjure up a demon like that? Or did he not conjure it up and somehow the gray alien came to him and he just said that he conjured it up? I don't know. It's a mystery to me too, because could it be that what Sir John Dee created is, even though it looks like a gray alien, is different than the gray aliens that are being produced now? And who is producing these gray aliens? Is it the tall grays, or is it like some secret government? I don't know. These are all, you know, and I can tell you what different people have told me, what different witnesses, and yet at what point I don't know what to do with a lot of the testimony people have given me. I will share some of this, which I haven't done before, because I don't know how to sort it out myself. It's like Phil Snyder that I mentioned today. Phil said that he had been in the underground. Okay, but when I started working with Phil, and Cisco and I started working with him, we actually realized he was a program multiple personality. So everything that he said is not necessarily truth. It may be programming. In fact, he was all over the place. He would say, my father was this, my father was that. He was all over the place. So he was mixed up on a lot of facts. So what was truth and what was programming, and what were program lies, and who knows what. But we started to break down his programming and get to his deeper Illuminati altars, and then he was to come over to my house And the day before he was to come over to my house, they killed him. Now, at the time, I didn't want to say anything to anyone because I thought, one, people would think I was being like kind of proud or something to say, well, he got killed because of me. But two, I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to think people thought that he got killed because of me. So I didn't talk about it. I was just like dumbfounded, you know. Oh boy, here was somebody who I was making a friendship with, a whistleblower that probably knew something, because it appeared like he had some evidence that he had been in the deep underground military bases, and he could pull off of his shirt, and he had huge scar down here, which he said that he got in a laser fight down in the dumb base there at Dulce. He was on a deeper level where the aliens were, and he got into a fight with, they had laser guns, and everybody else with him got killed except for him, and he got badly shot up. That's what he said. Is that true or not? I don't know. Why was he killed? Was he killed because Cisco and I were breaking into his deeper parts of his mind that were secret? Or was he killed because he was talking about the deep underground military bases? Was he killed because they thought he would talk something that they didn't want me to find out? Who knows? These are questions I don't know. Phil's handler was naval intelligence. That was Ron Rummel. And Ron Rummel, who was naval intelligence, would come to my house secretly. And then he told me that the big secret was that there were aliens living under the ground in underground bases. He said that was the big secret. And
that were underground bases, but not the underground cities.
Underground cities, underground bases.
But were they man-made or were they in some way natural?
Both. Yeah,
okay.
Some of them were actually caverns. Mm-hmm. And so this is what he told me was the big secret. Okay, and then I had a big trip planned because I had been doing all this research, and I had a trip planned with my family. And I mean, my family had to have a lot of patience because I was always gone researching, writing, blah, blah. So I could not change plans. I mean, I had to go on this vacation with them to family reunions and other things. And so the afternoon before I'm to leave, Ron Rimmel runs over to my house secretly. He says, they're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. Here, take this suitcase. They're going to kill me. So while I was on the trip, they killed him. So why did they kill him? I don't know. Was the things he was telling me about underground bases and aliens living in caverns and underground true? Or did they kill him for another reason? I don't know. As far as I know, that was about all that he talked about, so I don't know why they would have killed him for any other reason except that. I don't know.
Was it long ago?
Pardon me?
Was it long ago? When did it happen?
1993. So it happened in July 1993. So yeah, I've been at this for a while. Let's see some of the other things. Some people that I interviewed that had been supposedly abducted by aliens, it was obvious that they were just under human mind control. And I think that they were either abducted by humans and told that the humans told them more aliens just to cover up what the humans did.
So the Milab project?
Pardon
me? Milab project?
Yeah, this kind of stuff. And I got the distinct impression from this one army guy that we're dealing with some heavy-duty alien races, but and a number of people just like they know that they're gonna die, and they say, okay, I want to confess what I know, you know, and it's like, okay, we really do have aliens because I saw them when I was in the space, whatever. So they come across like You know, this is something they want to get off their chest. They want to unburden themselves. You know, in the United States, they consider deathbed confessions to be true, you know. And so these are almost like that. So you're like, you know, when people are on their way out and they're old and they know they're going to die soon, they usually tend to tell the truth. I mean, why would you want to make up a lie at that age? You're not even going to be around for the fun of the lie, you know. I mean, why even bother when you're old and ready to die to make up some lie, you know? So you have to believe them, okay, but what do they know? Maybe they think that they're aliens, but they're really demons, you know? And since I'm a Christian, I would rather use the language of the Bible and just say these are fallen angels and demons.
Which were God creations then, which decided to separate from God and be independent from God.
Right.
Is it?
Well, and the other thing is every alien race that I can learn anything about is evil, evil, evil. There aren't any good ones. So, you know, and you know, so Illuminati say, okay, they're interacting with aliens, right. Well, why? What kind of race would interact with these sociopaths, psychopaths? Obviously, an evil batch, whether they're angels or archons or what, they must be evil. So if they're evil, I'm just rather just label them demons and fallen angels, you know. I mean, so I don't know. I don't have any definitive answers, but like today when I discussed it, I think the safest thing is just to call them all fallen angels and demons.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely they're evil. They don't have anything positive for mankind. Even the ones that appear like they're here to help us, they're not. And if you give them a good name, that's just setting us up for trouble. Well, just what are we working with here, you know? And then David Icke says, okay, these people are shape-shifting. They're reptilians, they're shape-shifting. And I don't know exactly what to do with that concept either, because like the people I worked with that were getting out of the Illuminati, they were definitely just people. They weren't shapeshifters.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can categorically say I know that not everybody in the Illuminati is some pseudo person that's actually a reptilian that shapeshifts. But I'm not totally convinced. I mean, I've looked at some film of some of these people. If they're not shape-shifting, I don't understand what's happening then. It definitely looks like every now and then some of these people shape-shift. It's really scary. Have you seen the scenes? Have you seen the film? Oh, yeah. They're like filming somebody, and you watch their eyes, and their eyes shift reptilian. Well, that is not contact lenses. No, and then their tongues come out, and they've got snake tongues. So that gives a lot of credibility to what David Icke is saying. That these they're just pretend. In fact, I look at Obama sometimes. He doesn't look human to me.
By intuition, do you mean that this is what your intuition
Well, a
tells you?
combination, intuition, or just looking. There's something about him that is just creepy. That doesn't look human. He's just got a cold-bloodedness. It's almost like you're seeing something reptilian there. Yeah, if I was a betting person, just had to bet, I would bet that he's not human. But so yeah, I give credibility to to the concept that there are reptilians. I just don't know how many there are. I can't buy into the idea that all in the Illuminati are. But there may be some. Or are we looking at like doubles? Like, is it possible that there's a Queen of England who's a person, and then there's a reptilian that pretends to be the Queen of England?
And do you mean clones by saying doubles, or other people that pretend to
Just doubles from some way. I
Okay.
know that they have the ability to make robotoids. I know they have the ability to make clones. I know they have the ability to take people and like do plastic surgery and make doubles that way. So, yeah, I don't know. Again, you're left with the question of which way did they go making this? You know, they recently came out with, in fact, I just did an article which is really, it was an article explaining how they're able to take consciousness. Well, I was like, whoa, they just explained how they've been doing it with the robotoids 20 years ago. They were making robotoids, but then they would have to download the consciousness of the person that they were, or make a copy so that they could put that mind into the robotoid, right? But the robotoids that they were making like back in the 80s only had a lifespan of like a couple months. They didn't live very long. But they were putting their consciousness into them. And they just recently, there was some scientific paper that I had someone send me. And they're explaining that how they're taking the consciousness. I was like, whoa.
Of people to put them in a robot then, with some mind control techniques or with neural techniques.
That just downloaded into the robotoid's mind. And the article was saying that they're doing this so that they can put human minds into robots.
Creepy.
Yeah, creepy. But yeah, they were. What we're seeing is technology that they had 20 years ago. Now they're releasing and saying they just discovered this stuff.
Wow. So it means that the technology that they have now is way more advanced.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because they're releasing it to us about 20 years behind.